Hi everyone, welcome to round 3 from the Bolton Easter, and now I was hoping to bounce back, and I was paired against Altringham's second strongest player, Karl Lockett, 160 ECF, and he is known for sweating lines with B6, so this was played. Now my plan basically was to either, if he played 1e5, I was going to maybe play King's Indian attack setup. But if he didn't play e5 after knight f6, I played f4. And now you may have seen in some of Brandon's videos that he plays 1e3, and then if they play anything other than e5, he'll play f4. And you've got a reversed classical Dutch, so a bird's opening. But you've avoided the From's gambit. Well, I've done the same here, but I'm going to get a reversed Leningrad Dutch instead. So the plan was reverse Leningrad, and he decides to set. He basically plays his white stuff in reverse now. So like knight f3 c4 becomes knight f6 c5. There we go. Some normal developing. I played e4 because black struggles to get e5, and if white knows what he's doing in the reverse Leningrad. So I played e4 before I blocked the pawn in. d6, d3. You shouldn't get an advantage of this because the Dutch is quite a closed opening, so the extra tempo should only be enough to equalise, but it's interesting and aggressive. Now rook b8, because the position is also some kind of close Sicilian now, with a knight on b1. My chess base actually gives the opening as an unusual Sicilian B20 classification, because if the knight was on c3, this would be a close Sicilian. So rook b8 is now a good move, preparing b5. Because I play something like c3 and then b5 to undermine it, and then queen e1. This is a rare position, but I'm surprised this logical move has never been tried before. I'm just playing Leningrad Dutch moves with white. Castles, h3. All my eyes are on the black king. Queen c7 and g4. Going all out for a hack attack with f5, queen h4. But I'm leaving my pieces in the box on the queen side because, as Yasuo once said, you should invite all your pieces to the party. e5 is an interesting try, but it's nothing special after this continuation. g4, b4, black correctly sees counterplay on the opposite flank. Queen h4, dubious move, a bit too fast, because now he maybe could have played c4 after d4, so e5, knight d7, d4, queen b6, and black has very good counterplay on the queen side. B takes c3, and now I play knight takes c3. I correctly abandoned the d4 square and lead d3 weak, so I need to get another piece into the game. My opponent tried to stop f5 with e6, but I played it anyway as a pawn sacrifice, which can't be accepted because it opens the king up too much. He played knight d4, which is good and logical, but I was more worried of knight b4 hitting a weakness on d3, but I have bishop g5. Knight d7, bishop e7, rook e8, f6, which is just crushing. With knight g5 coming next. So knight d4, and now f takes g6, which opens up the f file, but stronger was to play g5, knight d7, and f6, bishop h8. Now I rejected this because I thought I can't get an attack now, but the thing is that black's playing a piece down, so this would be very good for white. And also, if I have a rook on f4, then I have cheap rules like queen takes h7 check and stuff like that. If say a rook ends up on g8, not good. And now he played knight takes f3 check, which helps white more than black because that knight was very annoying. So I was happy when he played that. I played rook takes f3, f takes g6. H takes g6 can't be played because I got two pieces for a rook, and bishop h6 is going to win. F takes g6, and now I played bishop g5, but stronger was to put the bishop on h6 to swap the dark square bishops off and sacrifice a pawn. This continuation. And white has a very dangerous initiative for the pawn. Bishop g5, knight d7, I took, knight takes, and now rook f1. I decided to jettison b2 for the attack because there's no way to defend it anyway because the c3 knight pressure and too much pressure on the long diagonal, which is why I should have played bishop h6. Now to rook f1, I was surprised that he didn't take it because I thought it was perfectly safe.
I'd intended to move bishop h6, which is flashy but not very effective. Of course, the knight is immune due to rook takes f8 mate, but you just play, say bishop h6, just nothing. Got no threat. I'm just pawn behind and probably dropping d3 as well. So a better move is e5, but then it becomes c4. D takes c5 isn't so good because now the bishop's not attacking the knight, so I can play something like bishop f6 with strong attack. c4, knight e4 takes. Bishop a6. We're a very complicated position where black's a pawn up and has a dangerous passed pawn, and it's hard to bring more pieces into the attack. Okay, I can play rook f7, but black can always move the queen with check, and d pawn's very dangerous. But now he blundered with knight d7, and now I played a very strong move which is easy to miss. I played bishop d8. The white bishop creeps into the 8th rank with decisive effect. After queen b7, I play queen e7. You see, now knight's cut the communication off, and now the 7th rank becomes decisive. Now e6 is hanging with check, so knight f8 has to be played. And now bishop c7, again very strong, threatening the rook and also blocking the queen's defense of the 2nd rank. So we played queen takes b2, and I played bishop takes d6, which takes a pawn and threatens rook takes f8 check and mating, but stronger still was bishop takes b8, queen takes b8, queen f6 check, king h8, rook b1, queen moves, and now e5, and black can resign. I played this, which is good, bishop a6. Now I blundered with bishop takes b8. So the win was rook f7, and now if the bishop takes the knight, then that's winning. If the queen takes the knight, then we take the rook now, and the difference is that I keep my dark square bishop, and it's game over now, to say. This is best play, and the a6 bishop drops, and white just a piece and the pawn up. I thought this was still strong, but queen takes simple recapture, queen takes b8. Black actually now gets some really good compensation for the exchange, but I actually missed a very, very complicated win. If you want to try and spot it, please stop the video, but if you try to work this out, you'll probably be there for half an hour. The move is e5. I mean, I didn't even consider that. I mean, the pawn can be taken in 2 ways. But the point is to clear the e4 square for the knight and open the g2 bishop into the attack, but god, that is hard move to see. And there's another pawn hanging as well, it's so complicated. Let's look at some moves. Bishop takes e5, it can be quickly disregarded because we've got that, and white's a knight up. If the queen takes the pawn, then knight e4, the point. It'll save the queen moves back, and then we've got that is just crushing. But the critical test is bishop takes d3, taking this pawn and attacking the rook. Now white should play knight d5. Oh, that is a tough move to find. Of course the knight can't come to e4 because it'll just get taken. And now the idea is to try and get this g2 bishop in the attack. But now the rook's hanging as well. This is just so complicated. If the knight is taken, then we've got rook f7. And now knight e6 has to be played to avoid mate. We take it. Now we take the bishop. If say queen f8, then we takes a7 and white's a rook up, so he has to try taking it, and then we got check. If king moves back, this is mate. King a6, check, check. King gets sucked off the board and is mated on h3. Beautiful variations. So the knight can't be taken. If the rook's taken, we got check. If the knight's taken, then black can't stop the mate on g7. After this, the knight has to be thrown away, and then white has a winning endgame, a piece up. But this is very advanced tactics, and has several moves where white loses if he doesn't find a precise move. That's why I'm not a GM yet. So Brandon Strong, I can't calculate that far. I just took the pawn. He takes mine. So I'm the exchange up, but black's got 2 very strong bishops, and my king ends up being very weak actually. Whereas black's king ends up safe. I move the rook, and now knight d7. Black attempts to activate his knight via this fishing zug. Now I played a blunder to queen c6. Should have played queen e3 after knight e5. Takes. And I should win the piece up as long as I'm careful about my king. The problem is now after queen c6, although it forks these pawns, unless my unless his bishop comes in with check. Now the knight comes in, protecting e6. And now I actually sacks back, which is bad as well. Should have tried to hang on with knight d5, but I thought I was going to get hacked after queen g3. Point being is if he takes d5, then we've got his tactic, winning the bishop back. So if that, and then we've got queen c7, trying to get the queens off, and actually black should accept. And he's got some compensation for the exchange, but it shouldn't be enough. But I sat back to win e6 with check, so I thought I'll try and win a pawn up instead and get rid of one of his pieces. But after I found a nice accurate defensive move with knight d1, but now after queen f8, queen d5, I actually now decided to try and bail out for a draw. To check, takes, because now this is bishop's opposite colour, and remember bishop's opposite colour positions, pawns don't matter so much, and I can't barely defend my king now, because I can't stop queen g1, mate, apart from running with my king. I played check, and now I played this check was the best because it's just a perpetual. This now starts to give black some winning chances, and now he actually avoids the draw now with king h6 correctly as well. The bishop's opposite colour is so annoying, man. Once the checks run out, my king has to scarp it. And in fact, now if I try and run my king now and keep the extra pawn, I get mated, which I'd seen. So I have to create a flight square and jettison this extra pawn. G5 check, takes it, and now I blundered and should have lost the game. I had to either play this check and then bring the queen back, and then endgame's going to be drawn with the bishop's opposite colour, or I can play this check on g4 here, then that gets the queens off, so it's going to be drawing it, and this stops the mate threat so that my king getting chased around the board. Yeah, but this is a blunder. So after king h6, I've got no checks and no way to defend the mate with my queen, so my king had to run for it. And now he had two options. He played queen f4 check. Queen g1 check looks more natural, but it just leads to the same thing actually. That transposes to the game. Queen f4, king h1, bishop e5, very strong move. King g1, run like the wind. And now he missed bishop d6, which wins on the spot. Because there's no square. Basically the only squares to stop the only way to avoid mate actually is to play queen takes a7, which loses to check, and check winning the queen. Because if say I play queen d7 after check here, and there is no way to stop queen f2 mate, there is no checks, nothing, it's all forced. Or sorry, queen f2 and queen e1 mate, there's nothing, so it was lost. So I have to play queen c1 check, so after being done like a kipper most of the game, black misses his chance to complete the turnaround. This would be like one of them football matches, like say the 2005 Champions League final. I'll say that because Brandon's a Liverpool fan, where of course Liverpool were 3-0 down and then won on penalties, an amazing comeback. It'd have been like that this game, but yeah, but doesn't happen because after king f2 check, well, I nearly played king f3 in this position, which loses, because if I run further up the board I get mated, and if I come back down then we have check, and that also gets mated. So I have to play king f1, but I have to check. I get this bishop f3 move in, and now the game peters into a draw due to the bishop's opposite colour, and the fact I'm able to remove the queens by force because he moves his queen in there. Now he's got the queens off. I could have agreed a draw here. We played a few more moves. Draw's probably a fair result. We agreed after the game because we both had good chances, but I probably should have won overall. Yeah, it was just nothing. It's just dry, so I offered a draw and it was accepted almost straight away. Well, an interesting topsy-turvy game, which I was disappointed not to have won. After my unsound hacking, should have paid dividends. but I was relieved because I thought my king had it at one point. It was still a successful day because at this event they have a blitz tournament, 8 rounds blitz, where it's like an open as well, so anyone can play anyone, and people around in the long play can enter as well. It's really good. I'll go through my results quickly. I beat an 80 odd ECF called Alan Riddle in round 1. He played the Petrovs. He started off pretty well actually, and I think I might have even been worse at one point. But I soon started to outplay him and won. He blundered a few pieces as well, and I played it really fast as well. Round 2 I played Stephen Jones, 192 ECF. We had I played like sort of like poison pawn winner, but he didn't take the pawns and I messed up really badly and I was getting hammered, but I managed to win a pawn out of absolutely nowhere, and then I could have maybe tried to win it, but then it was just really, my king was getting checked and that, and ended up we just agreed to draw by repetition, so that was a good result. Round 3 I played Neil Jerseyneck, who I beat in 12 moves at Bury, and this was a much closer game. He didn't play the French this time, he played the Owens defence, and he played well, but I played a lot faster than him, and when his time got low he blundered a few pawns, and then I think he missed a fork or something, so won that one. So that's round 4 I played Mike Surtees, 193 ECF I think, or 198, I'm not sure. 190 is the one who had that shock win over at Huddersfield, and I was doing good again. We did the King's Gambit again, but he played Bishop E2 instead after I took, I think, which is called the Lesser King's Gambit. And I was a pawn up a lot of game. He had some compensation, but I fired a mate threat and then I dropped a rook with check, and then the queens got exchanged, so I had to resign soon after, which I was a bit gutted about because I was also up on time. Round 5, so I played... This is where it gets tough to remember. I think I played Jim Vickery, who actually my next game in the long plays against him as well. I had black v him in a long play. In the blitz I got white. He played Alkine, I transposed to a Vienna though. And he sacked a piece which is supposed to be a forced draw line, but he misplayed it. But I didn't manage to consolidate and I dropped a third pawn, so I let him perpetual check me. Then in the next round, who did I play in round 6? That's a tough one to remember. Oh yeah, I played John Brook at 120s. I'm not sure, I think he's 128 or something. He's usually 140. He played the Perk against me and I blundered the rook in A1. But somehow I still managed to win, and my king got chased as well a bit, and then I was like exchanging 2 pawns behind, but I sacked like 2 pieces to mate him. It was really beautiful. Would have won. I'd lost that in long play, but in blitz anything can happen. Like I probably resigned after I lost that rook, but I just went and played on and tried, and you managed to get a close checkmate. Then in round 7 I played Nathan Talbot, 182 ECF, and we had a French advance. I was black, and he made the positional mistake of playing bishop takes h6, and I actually killed him down the f-file, won his queen. I won a queen and piece for 2 rooks, and I also had this passed pawn as well, which I just ran forward, and once got the second queen he resigned. So that was a great win. And I played his brother who's 193, Mark Talbot, in last round. I was on 5 out of 7, so I was above some really strong players actually. And I absolutely hammered, lost in about 20 moves because it was another French advance. I got blacked again, and I forgot this the key knight a5 move in the main line. So I got crushed, and then I got mated, I think, or was getting mated really quickly. Because it's hard to remember the theory sometimes in blitz. I was like the first one to lose, but I'd actually done enough then because all my rivals slipped up. So a 5 out of 8 got me the outright grading prize, which I think was under 165. Or it might have been under 155. I think it was under 165, I think. Yeah, it was. So it was still a successful day. It was only £20, but better than nothing. And I hope you enjoyed this hacking game, and see you in round 4 and 5. Thanks very much.